Seniors, stop! You might be destroying your brain right now and not even realize it. What you think is normal aging could actually be accelerated brain shrinkage happening in real time. Yes, some memory slowdown is expected after 60. But accelerated cortical thinning, hippocampal atrophy, and prefrontal cortex weakening are not inevitable. They are triggered. In 2022, researchers at Harvard University published brain scan data showing that certain daily behaviors were associated with brains that looked up to 10 years older than the person's chronological age. 10 years older. Not 1, not 2, 10. And here's the part that should concern you. Over 70% of seniors do at least one of the behaviors on this list every single day. By the end of this video, you'll know the #1 fastest dementia trigger to avoid. A habit linked in a long-term study to a 63% higher risk of dementia. 63%. And most doctors don't warn about this clearly because it feels normal. Before we begin, tell me your age and where you're watching from in the comments. I read them, and your brain health matters. Now let's begin. Number 7. Chronic dehydration. It sounds harmless. You just forget to drink water. But a 2019 study from the University of Connecticut followed older adults for 3 years and found that mild chronic dehydration was associated with measurable hippocampal volume reduction and slower memory recall speeds. Even a 1 to 2% drop in total body water increases cortisol, thickens blood, reduces cerebral blood flow, and stresses the blood-brain barrier. What most seniors don't realize is that aging already reduces total body water percentage. That means the margin for error is smaller. A hot day, one skipped glass, or mild diuretic use can push the brain into metabolic strain. Reduced plasma volume lowers oxygen delivery to neurons, impairing mitochondrial function and increasing oxidative stress inside vulnerable gray matter regions. Your hippocampus, the structure responsible for forming new memories, is extremely sensitive to reduced oxygen and nutrient delivery. Dehydration increases oxidative stress and inflammatory cytokines that accelerate neuronal apoptosis. Over time, this contributes to beta amyloid accumulation, one of the hallmarks of Alzheimer's pathology. One neurologist described dehydration in seniors as silent vascular stress. Correction is simple but precise. Drink 16 ounces within 30 minutes of waking, another 16 by midday. Add electrolytes if medically appropriate. Aim for pale yellow urine. Do not wait for thirst. Thirst signaling weakens with age. Now this next one is even worse. Number 6. Sleeping with the television on. It feels comforting. Background noise, light stimulation. But in 2021, Northwestern University researchers tracked over 550 adults aged 60+ using sleep monitors. Those exposed to even low-level artificial light during sleep had significantly disrupted REM cycles and elevated nighttime heart rates. Over 5 years, poor REM quality correlated with increased beta amyloid deposition on PT scans. What makes this especially dangerous after 60 is that REM sleep already declines with age. When blue light flickers across closed eyelids, it fragments deep cycles without fully waking you. Microarousals increase sympathetic nervous system activity, raise nighttime blood pressure, and prevent full glymphatic clearance. Over time, this compounds into measurable hippocampal vulnerability. REM sleep is when your brain clears metabolic waste through the glymphatic system. Interrupt REM, and beta amyloid clearance drops. Cortisol rises, the prefrontal cortex weakens, gray matter density declines. Even subtle light exposure suppresses melatonin, which regulates antioxidant defense inside neurons. If you need sound, use audio-only white noise with a timer. Black out your room. Stop screens 1 hour before bed. Protect REM sleep like your memory depends on it, because it does. Now this next one is more dangerous. Number 5. Chronic high-sugar snacking. In 2020, researchers at the University of California, San Francisco, tracked dietary patterns in 3,000 older adults for 8 years. High glycemic intake was linked to a 54% increased risk of cognitive decline. What makes this more alarming is frequency. It's not just dessert. It's the daily cookies, sweetened coffee, packaged low-fat snacks that spike glucose multiple times a day. Repeated insulin surges exhaust pancreatic function and desensitize insulin receptors in the brain, particularly in the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. Excess sugar spikes insulin. Chronic insulin resistance impairs brain glucose metabolism, sometimes called type 3 diabetes. Insulin resistance increases inflammation, weakens BDNF production, and promotes beta-amyloid aggregation. The hippocampus is particularly vulnerable to glucose instability. Blood sugar spikes damage microvasculature and increase oxidative stress, accelerating neuronal death. Reduce added sugar to under 25 grams per day. Pair carbohydrates with protein and fiber. Walk for 10 minutes after meals to improve insulin sensitivity. If this shocked you and you're starting to see how small daily habits can silently affect your memory, take 1 second and hit the like button. It tells me you care about protecting your brain, and it helps more seniors discover this life-saving information. Now, this next one is even more destructive. Number 4. Social isolation. In 2023, a 12-year longitudinal study from the University of Chicago involving over 5,000 seniors found that chronic loneliness increased dementia risk by 40%. 40%. What makes isolation uniquely dangerous is that the brain interprets it as a survival threat. Functional MRI scans show heightened amygdala activity in chronically lonely adults, signaling persistent stress activation. Over time, this elevates baseline cortisol levels, weakens immune regulation, and increases systemic inflammation that crosses the blood-brain barrier. Isolation elevates cortisol and reduces oxytocin. Cortisol shrinks the hippocampus. Oxytocin protects neurons and supports synaptic plasticity. When isolation becomes chronic, inflammation rises, the prefrontal cortex loses connectivity, and BDNF levels fall. Brain scans show reduced gray matter density in socially isolated individuals. Make 2 scheduled social contacts per week. Join 1 recurring group. Volunteer. Even structured phone calls improve neural connectivity. But the next habit escalates even further. Number 3. Untreated hearing loss. Johns Hopkins University followed nearly 2,000 adults for over a decade. Mild hearing loss doubled dementia risk. Moderate loss tripled it. Severe loss increased risk up to 5 times. What most seniors don't realize is that hearing loss doesn't just affect the ears, it reshapes the brain. MRI studies show accelerated atrophy in the temporal lobe when auditory pathways are understimulated. The auditory cortex begins to shrink from lack of input. Neural networks weaken from disuse. Why? Because when auditory input drops, the brain reallocates processing power from memory centers to decode sound. The hippocampus weakens. The prefrontal cortex strains. Cognitive load increases. Social withdrawal follows. Conversations become exhausting. That exhaustion increases stress hormones and inflammation, compounding neuronal vulnerability. Reduced stimulation accelerates gray matter atrophy. Over time, synaptic connections thin, BDNF production declines, and cognitive reserve erodes faster than expected for normal aging. Get a hearing evaluation every 2 years after 60. Use properly fitted hearing aids consistently, not occasionally. Engage in active listening environments. Protect neural stimulation pathways. If this information about hearing loss opened your eyes, share this video with someone you love. A parent, a spouse, a friend over 60. One simple share could protect someone's memory before the damage becomes permanent. Now, this next one is more aggressive. Number 2. Chronic sedentary living. In 2022, Columbia University researchers reported that seniors sitting more than 10 hours daily had significantly thinner medial temporal lobe structures, the region containing the hippocampus, even independent of exercise levels. In other words, even if someone exercised for 30 minutes but remained seated most of the day, the structural brain risk remained measurable. What makes prolonged sitting so damaging is the sustained reduction in cerebral perfusion. When large leg muscles stay inactive, blood return to the heart slows, cardiac output efficiency drops, and oxygen delivery to the brain decreases. Over time, reduced cerebral blood flow weakens synaptic signaling and lowers BDNF production, the very protein responsible for maintaining neuronal survival and plasticity. Prolonged sitting also increases systemic inflammation markers such as CRP and interleukin-6. These inflammatory molecules can cross the blood-brain barrier and promote microglial activation, accelerating neuronal apoptosis and gray matter thinning. Insulin sensitivity declines, increasing the risk of metabolic stress inside hippocampal cells. Every 30 minutes, stand for 2 minutes. Walk 7,000 to 8,000 steps daily if medically safe. Add resistance training twice weekly to activate large muscle groups and improve vascular elasticity. Even light movement after meals improves glucose regulation and increases BDNF release within hours. If you're serious about protecting your memory, your mobility, and your independence after 60, subscribe to Senior Health Support right now. This channel is built specifically for seniors who want real science, real studies, and real strategies to stay sharp and strong for decades to come. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because your brain deserves consistent protection, not occasional advice. But none of these compare to the fastest dementia trigger. Number 1. Chronic stress without recovery. This is the most dangerous, and it works fast. A 2018 study from University College London followed over 6,800 adults for 12 years. Those with persistently elevated cortisol had a 63% higher risk of dementia. 63%. What's even more alarming is that brain imaging from follow-up cohorts between 2019 and 2023 showed measurable reductions in hippocampal volume and thinning of the prefrontal cortex in participants with chronically high stress markers. The damage was not theoretical, it was structural, visible, quantifiable. Chronic stress floods the brain with cortisol. Cortisol shrinks the hippocampus. It weakens synaptic plasticity. It increases beta amyloid production. It reduces dopamine regulation. It suppresses oxytocin. It increases inflammation. Within months, measurable hippocampal shrinkage can occur under sustained high cortisol exposure. Stress disrupts REM sleep. It damages the blood-brain barrier. It accelerates neuronal apoptosis. Over time, this forms the biological environment for Alzheimer's pathology. Many seniors normalize stress, financial fear, health anxiety, constant news exposure, family tension. But chronic stress rewires the brain for survival mode, not memory formation. You cannot eliminate stress, but you must eliminate chronic activation. Start with 10 minutes of daily parasympathetic breathing. Inhale 4 seconds. Exhale 6. Walk outdoors 20 minutes daily. Reduce news intake to 30 minutes max. Strength train twice weekly to metabolize cortisol. Prioritize meaningful social connection. Practice gratitude journaling nightly to increase dopamine and serotonin balance. Stress management is not soft advice. It is neurological protection. And here is the hope. Your brain can heal at any age. Neuroplasticity does not expire at 60, 70, or 80. Studies from 2015 to 2024 consistently show that reducing inflammation, improving sleep, increasing social engagement, and managing stress can partially reverse hippocampal shrinkage and improve memory scores within months. Start with one change this week, just one. Imagine yourself sharp in your 80s, remembering names, telling stories, living independently. The power is in your hands. Which habit surprised you most? And have you noticed changes after stopping one of these? Tell me in the comments. Your experience could help someone else protect their brain. If today opened your eyes to the hidden triggers accelerating brain decline, then you need to see what might be happening inside your medicine cabinet. Because some of the most common prescriptions given to seniors after 60 have been linked in major long-term studies to increased dementia risk, and most people take them daily without ever questioning the cognitive impact. In my next video, Seniors After 60, 9 Medications that Increase Dementia Risk. I break down which drugs researchers from leading medical institutions have connected to memory decline, how they affect the hippocampus and neurotransmitters, and what safer conversations you can have with your doctor. This is not about fear, it's about awareness and control. Watch that video next. Protect your brain from another silent trigger and take one more powerful step toward staying sharp, independent, and mentally strong well into your 80s and beyond.